First of all, hello and welcome to our sessions. Our session is called Industry Insight with the Experts, wherein we are trying to get an insight into what the industries are going through right now and what their plans are for the future. As we know that the rapid spread of the virus has adversely affected and hit various industries, so industries are somehow forced to, shift to the culture of work from home. But not all industries can actually do that. So that is why we would like an insight into the garment industry. And for this, I would like to tell our guests that today we have among us the two most successful manufacturers and suppliers in the garment industry in central India to share their knowledge and experience. We are lucky to have you, sir. And I would like to welcome Mr. Devang Kapadia on behalf of Indore Management Institute. You and Mr. Devang Kapadia, obviously, and Mr. Nisil, they both are the pillars of one of the most successful companies, that is Crossroads Clothing Private Limited, in the apparel industries. And Mr. Devang Kapadia has bagged numerous collaborations with brands like Marvel, DC, Disney, Universal Pictures, and a lot of more brands like those. So having you here is an honor for us. So Mr. Kapadia, my first question for you is that how do you see the textile and the apparel supply chain affecting the wholesalers, the retailers, the distributors once the lockdown is over?
Okay. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, the first question is quite relevant. Once the lockdown opens, I think we would be almost knocking on the monsoon season, which itself is not a very high season in terms of apparel retail. So when the monsoon season is there, the market is usually preparing itself for the festive seasons or the fall winter season. The buying itself is quite low in monsoons. So I feel that it just gives a little bit of buffer time for the manufacturers and retailers, for everybody, for the new idea and the new way of shopping to sink in. I think we can all plan a lot, but most of it would be speculation once the market reopens. And I think, in India, most of the businessmen are they have very ingenuine ways of tackling the problems. And I'm quite certain they will tackle this one too. What changes I feel will happen in the coming days is, yes, the social distancing scene will be seen very, very visibly amongst the offline retailers as well. I think once anybody wants to go and shop in a retail store, he will only going to buy something which is an essential.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I feel that it is my opinion that only the essential businesses would thrive. In fitness related items would do well. I think these two items. Fashion will take a backbench right now. What will probably happen is that, we are interviewing on a web app. People will probably use Zoom and so many other apps to do business. I think people will show their samples. Earlier, there used to be very large fairs, trade fairs, and so many people, thousands of people will be attending trade fairs. That will not happen in near future. Probably people will make very good catalogs and do good photo shoot on a model and put their catalog online for the buyers to buy. That has to happen. Instead of physically feeling the garment, anybody with a good repute that this company has a good history of supplying good quality and good fits, I think customer would be more than happy to see the product, a very high resolution photo shoot with proper product description. And this is how the retailer will buy. Now, this will really limit the scope of the middlemen, the agent and distributors. So agents and distributors earlier used to do a lot of legwork in going to the retailer shop, taking the samples from a manufacturer. But I think this would eliminate it. But I would not say that they would be out of job. Their job would be to basically guarantee that the retailer pays to the distributor and so on and so forth. So this is how I see the thing to evolve in times to come.
So basically, people would buy clothes that would not, the clothing industry wouldn't be hit that bad, but comparatively, as you're saying, the distributors and the middlemen and the agents would be the one who'll suffer comparatively more consequences. But then, how do you think the consumers' buying behavior would change, like both on online and offline platforms due to COVID-19?
So, like I said, the consumer will probably buy essentials. We are already seeing that change in online space. We are predominantly in online space. Us as direct retailers, we only sell through marketplace through various portals, and only essentials are selling. So people are buying a lot of masks or very basic core t-shirts or shorts or pajamas which they want to use
Right
staying
now
at
at their
home
homes, yeah.
right now,
Yes, yes.
right? Nobody is really looking at any fashion, and this is the feedback we get from the portals. They have the tech to even tell us that whether people are browsing fashion or not as well. People are not even browsing fashion at the moment. They are
Because
looking
they're more
only at
into
essentials.
groceries, essentials right now.
Correct.
Yes, yes.
Correct. So people will buy only essentials and core items, which are value packs. These things are selling, and in offline trade also, in general retail also, these things will thrive. I mean, there would not be a problem. A store like Jockey or undergarment brands will continue to do well because they sell essentials.
Yes.
But high-end fashion will have to wait for a bit, I guess.
Yeah, because obviously the buying capacity would reduce for people right now, so they'll
Exactly.
rather focus on the more essential things rather than going for
Correct.
fashion. Even though everybody wants to buy new clothes, but then not everybody can afford it right now with the current scenario. So my other question to you is, it is basically for our students. Like there are young minds who aspire to work in the apparel sector. So do you feel there'll be a job shift? Like there'll be enough jobs for them? And if there are enough jobs for them, then what steps should these students take to like prepare themselves for the future scenario?
In the shorter term, let us say next 6 months, there are already a lot of job cuts in our industry. A lot of job cuts are there. People have laid off almost 25 to 30% of people. We or the industry at large will only start hiring once there is demand. Now, in such time, whatever little jobs are left will probably go to people who can do multitasking. So my advice to youngsters would be to add more skills to their already existing portfolios. Maybe learn good Excel or any other skill which is useful for a factory or for a retailer.
Yes.
They will probably hire these people with an additional skill set who can do some multitasking, because everybody is looking at cutting costs at the moment. And
Basically,
if you
what
have that
one person can do, the work of two people at
too,
the same. Yeah,
correct.
exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I feel that they should spend this time. There is so much of online courses available, and the best things that everybody looks at is a very good efficiency at Excel, Microsoft Excel.
Microsoft
If you are,
Excel. Again, there are a lot of digital marketing courses going on. If they enroll in
yeah,
digital marketing,
good,
that is also a very,
absolutely.
yes,
So anybody with good eye for let's say product shoot, because a lot of it would be selling online. People will need to present their product online. So anything which is related to digital sales, that additional skill set would definitely get them a priority in getting a job.
yes, sir, definitely. Any other, message or anything else you would like to pass on to our students? Anything that would benefit them, like who are willing to work for this sector, dreaming of working in this sector right now?
So apparel is in apparel industry. If anybody with basic management skills, it's a very labor oriented business. Anybody with good managerial skills and a fair knowledge of Microsoft Excel, where they can compile all the datas and everything and predict outcomes, I think that really works well in this industry.
Yes.
There is always going to be a lot of business coming into the country, because if you are following the news, a lot of companies are pulling out of China, and
investing in
India is
India.
eyeing a lot of,
It's
they would be
trying
investing in India.
to it's trying to attract the investors right now. So there'll be a lot of opportunities post this COVID era, I think.
A lot of opportunities, and anybody seeking to get a new job and has some extra skill set would definitely help him get a better job.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Take care. Stay
Yeah, I
safe.
wish them all the best.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
you
much.
too.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
I'd like to welcome you, Mr. Nisil Kapadia. As we know, you're the face behind the exponential growth of Crossroads Clothing on various online platforms like Myntra, Flipkart, and Amazon. So we have a questions related to what things in e-commerce can the students look forward to after this corona outbreak. So, Mr. Nitin Kapadia, my question to you is, do you think that unlike other sectors, the e-commerce sector does look promising post coronavirus outbreak?
See, it's definitely a very promising sector, and there are various reasons behind it. One is that there's a fact that in India, the total GDP contribution of the e-commerce sector is just 3 to 4%, whereas in China it's around 25%, and in US it's around 15%. So there's a huge gap between which the e-commerce sector would fill in a couple of years from now. So that is the biggest factor which I think would which would be responsible for the growth of this sector. Secondly, the FMCG sector and the essential goods sector, that would have a lot of boost because of this situation which is happening right now. And one of my sources at Amazon, we were just discussing generally. So he told me that there are a lot of searches happening from PIN codes which are not very active before the COVID-19 situation.
Everybody's comfortable ordering online rather than going out and making actual contact.
Right.
Yes,
so a lot of new customers from PIN codes which were not very e-commerce friendly are coming and searching on Amazon. So they might start buying after the situation is over completely. But yeah, there's a lot of new activity going on.
Okay. So obviously, one thing for sure is that whatever other businesses might suffer, but then e-commerce would surely flourish through this time. So could you guide us students on how they can get in the competitive edge if they aspire to work in the e-commerce industry?
See, I'll tell you, times are changing. When I started the business in 2015, so those were the times where the companies were searching for new sellers, and customer acquisition was also happening. New customers were coming in, but now there's a lot of cutthroat competition. So there are a lot of sellers and there are millions of products. So 5 years back, there were not a lot of sellers and there were not millions and billions of products. So now everything has to be up to the mark. So your presentation and so the main thing for me is not breaking our customers' trust. See, when a customer is ordering online, he's just trusting you with his money, and he's not getting the look and feel of the product. So keeping the trust is very essential.
Yes, sir.
That is one thing which I believe in.
Thank you for giving us your time. I am sure the students would be delighted to hear what you had to say from your experiences, from your guidelines. Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Take care. Stay
I
safe.
wish them all the best.
Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.